Games with Gold, PlayStation Plus, and Prime Gaming. We've got your December roundup of free games for each.
And Red Dead Redemption 3 possibly in the works. This news and more right now on Gaming News Weekly. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Gaming News Weekly. We're back bringing you the best weekly video game news show out there. We're here. We got the news. We're ready to do it. Not much news, but we're here either way. I'm E-Rock the Red. I'm alongside Full Clip. You know, we just had Thanksgiving. What's new with you, man? How are you?
Oh, man, aside from a few pounds on the scale after this weekend, not a lot. And, that's probably why we had such a slow weekend news. Everybody home with their families. At least, in the U.S., it's mostly a U.S. holiday. But celebrating, eating good food, and playing some video games, hopefully.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's definitely a slow news week. But, we found some good morsels, some tidbits of news, and excited to bring them to you. How was your Thanksgiving? It was good? You ate a lot of food?
Pretty. I ate a lot of food on Thursday, then time for the wife's family on Friday, and I'm the cook between the two of us, so up at 6 a.m. getting that turkey in the oven.
Oh, nice.
And making everything.
Really? Oh, man.
Yeah.
Everything came out good?
Yep. Pretty good.
Awesome. Yeah, I didn't have to do much cooking. I smoked a turkey out on my smoker, and that was super easy. It got done way too early. It got done like 2.5 hours before I wanted it to be done. So that was the only stress that I had, is then trying to figure out how to keep it warm for another 2.5 to 3 hours. But everything came out great. It was a nice day with family, and then I drank a little too much. But then, did you do any Black Friday shopping or anything like that?
I'm just happy these days to stay home on a Friday.
Yep. Yeah, me too. I didn't get out there. I was a little hungover, and I did a little online shopping. So bought some games. Excited to get those eventually. But yeah, it was a lazy day. So, and now we're gonna do some news. You ready to do it?
Oh yeah.
All right. Let's kick things off with our new releases from last week. Again, not much coming out in the way of new releases, just two previously released games that are coming to new consoles. So first up, Death's Door came out on November 23rd. This came out for Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation 5. It had been out on PC and the Xbox consoles. This game, it's on a ton of Game of the Year lists. I'm excited to now finally get a chance to play it. You play as like a crow who's like reaping souls, and you get a bunch of weapons and powers and stuff like that. It's described as a Legend of Zelda meets Dark Souls type game, and I was just like, that's amazing. But yeah, then watching some gameplay, it's got a beautiful, like a quirky style. It looks really good. I understand why it's on these Game of the Year lists. So this one I may have to check out. I think I don't think it's very expensive, but Death's Door. What is you gonna check it out, you think?
I might. I don't think it is like a $60 game.
I think it might even be like $20 or something like that. Pretty cheap.
That's a much easier entryway into a new game these days, because there's a lot to play. Yeah.
After I saw this, I looked real quick to see if it was on Game Pass or anything like that, and it wasn't. So, but I definitely, after reading about it on all these best of lists, I was like, man, it sounds right up my alley, like Dark Souls, Zelda, and quirky and cute. I'm sold. So I'll definitely check that one out. The other one that came out was Oddworld Soulstorm Enhanced Edition. This had been out since April on PlayStation console, and now, as of November 29th, it is available on Xbox. This is a continuation of the Abe series. I don't know if you've ever played any of these Oddworld games.
Oh, back in the day,
You did? Yeah. I never did. This was the first one. I tried this one because it came out on PlayStation Plus. And I just, it wasn't for me. I didn't like I don't know. The gameplay, the platform, so basically it's an action-adventure platformer type thing. Kind of 3D, like kind of not. But I don't know. It was just something. It was dark. It's a very, like, everything's kind of dark in it. And, yeah, I didn't really know what I was doing. It's got a little bit of, like, RPG elements. But did you play this one?
I didn't play this one.
Yeah.
But as I mentioned, like back in the day, I did play those. It doesn't look, from what I've seen of this newer one, that it's changed much.
Yeah.
So you always had that sort of like semi 3D, like a lot of 3D games were early on like the original PlayStation, things like that.
Yeah.
It's got that gritty. Reminds me in some ways of like Futurama, kind of.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a little dark, sci-fi, futuristic, game. So, yeah, that is now available on Xbox consoles. Yeah, that's it. Hopefully there'll be a bigger selection of games coming out. But now that we're getting towards the end of the year, there's really not that much until we get into the new year. But, yeah, so let's switch gears. Let's head over to our news of the week. Shopping. It's what's on everybody's mind. Buying games for everything, But there's a way you could save money if you're buying games for yourself. If you're an Amazon Prime member and you have, everybody that's an Amazon Prime member also has Prime Gaming. Now, through Prime Gaming, this beginning December 1st, they are offering for PC Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, Frostpunk, Journey to the Savage Planet, Football Manager 21, Morkred, Spellcaster University, YouTuber's Life, Stubbs the Zombie, and Tales of Monkey Island, all for free for PC. That's super cool. Like, really, it's not often we get to say Amazon giving back because, Amazon, they just take. But, they're finally, if you're a PC owner and you have Amazon Prime, which a lot of people do, you got a bunch of really decent games. Like, there's some weird ones in there, but for the most part, they're decent games. That Frostpunk game is a lot of fun. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, everybody knows and loves that. It's a great racing game.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, in addition to that, they're going to be offering additional content for Apex Legends, Battlefield 2042, New World, Roblox, Genshin Impact, Rainbow Six Siege, and much more in the way of like add-ons and skins and stuff like that. Yeah. And then in the months to follow, EA, as part of this deal, is going to be releasing a few more games, like one a month for the next few months, and then in addition to like some EA Sports like add-ons and collectibles. So pretty cool if you like free stuff, and who doesn't?
Oh, yeah. Who doesn't? Yeah, that's the thing. Speaking of shopping, this is something where you don't have to spend anything if you're already a Prime member, and a lot of people are.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it. This is included for free, so you just go and you claim that. You don't have to play all these games right now. You can just bank them. That's sort of what I do with like the Epic free games every few weeks when a new one comes out. And that way, when you get bored down the line, you're like, I don't know what to play.
Yeah.
Well, you built this massive library for yourself.
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And like I said, if you're just looking for something if you're bored and looking for something to play, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, like that'll take up some time, just that one alone. And then like I have no idea what Spellcaster University is, but it sounds great. It's like a sim Harry Potter type situation. I was like, how did this one pass me by? I don't know what it is. And then, for you, YouTuber's Life.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and a couple that we didn't get on the list, but I just kind of found out separately. Call of Duty Vanguard, they're giving away certain packs for that, so you can get skins, guns, blueprints, things like that.
Nice.
And also New World, they're going to have continual new stuff like skins for your Warhammer and things like that for New World.
Awesome. Are you still playing that?
Little bit here and there.
Yeah. All right. So I have segues into either of two topics. What should we talk about? Amazon. Here, I'll give you two keywords, and you tell me which one you want to go.
All right.
Amazon or games?
I think games on this one.
Games. Speaking of free games, We got to look at the new Xbox Games with Gold games and rumored release of the new PlayStation Plus games. So the new Games with Gold games for December: Escapist 2, Tropico 5, Orcs Must Die, and Insanely Twisted Shadow Planet. It's still happening. Games with Gold is still here, still coming out with games. You know, I say it every month that they should just put these games into Game Pass. In fact, like I was just looking. I think some of them even were in Game Pass, and so I don't know. I don't know how this whole thing works, but that was, you know, it's better than usual. The Tropico 5 is like the massive addition if you haven't played that. And then we did get there's some rumors of Game Pass Ultimate titles coming out for December, but that announcement should be coming real soon. Usually it happens. It's probably going to happen like the day after this comes out. So maybe we'll talk about it next week. Maybe we'll add an addendum. But we do know that soon the Halo Infinite campaign is coming out to Game Pass Ultimate. That comes out December 8th. Warhammer 40K Battle Sector comes out December 2nd. That's been out for PC, and that's finally coming to console. Among Us comes to consoles, including Xbox Game Pass Ultimate on December 14th, and then a game called The Gunk, December 16th. So they'll be announcing more Game Pass Ultimate titles for December very soon. But, I mean, just right there, it's a lot of games. A lot of games coming out to play if you're a subscriber to Games with Gold or Game Pass Ultimate. And if you're not, if you're a subscriber for PlayStation Plus, a recent news article from Deal Labs leaked. So this is not official. We haven't officially got the announcement about PlayStation Plus games, but Deal Labs has been nailing it every month. They like leak them like 5 days early. So they said Godfall Challenger Edition for PS5 and PS4, Mortal Shell, and Lego DC Supervillains for PS4. Those will be available December 7th. So I'm very excited for those. I own Mortal Shell, but Godfall was one of the games that like I wanted to buy a PlayStation 5 for, and then I never got it because it's supposedly not a great game.
But, well, you can't be free on that.
Exactly. I'm actually like so I told my buddy who I play these games with, I was like, we're gonna do it. It's free. There's no reason not to, and we'll see if it hooks us. You know, it's stylistically, it should be like one of my favorites. Just like it's got giant like war hammers and like over the top armor and powers and spells. Like I love that stuff.
Oh yeah.
But I guess the gameplay is a little bit boring, so I don't know. Now I'll find out myself.
Yeah. And I think the Lego DC Supervillains is what I'll be claiming. Well, I'll claim them all. That's just the way that works. But I will probably play Lego DC Supervillains. Yeah. I mean, it's a good casual game where you can sort of. There aren't a lot of consequences to those Lego games.
No, and that's I was reading that this one is one of the better Lego games. So, yeah. Definitely, it's fun. Yeah, if you just want to like take a break from like a violent game or something that's a little dark, a little heavier, those Lego ones just to like hunt for collectibles and stuff. Like, yeah. I love just trying to 100% those Lego games.
There's a lot of like humor in those games too. I know it's like a self-aware humor.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, when they're dealing with the property.
Absolutely. All right, now the next topic: Amazon is possibly adapting Mass Effect into a television series. So, Deadline reported in a report from Amazon regarding their success with the recent Wheel of Time adaptation that Mass Effect is possibly in the works from Amazon as another series. Now, which is it's pretty crazy because the Wheel of Time is like this huge, huge world based on a ton of books. Did you get a chance to watch that yet?
No.
Yeah. So next First Steps podcast is about episode 1 of Wheel of Time. Keep an eye out for that. Nice. They also are doing the Lord of the Rings, which is a huge, sprawling, obviously everybody knows Lord of the Rings, but that's like the biggest budget for any television show. And then they've stated they have a Fallout series in the works, which is another huge world based on the Fallout video game property. So some really cool stuff coming out of Amazon if it's all true, if it's all happening. This is just just announced, This is how many years off if it even gets going. But
yeah,
just adding to the list of video game properties that are getting turned into TV and movies.
Absolutely, and that's what I was sort of that's sort of what was bouncing around in the between the ears here for a while. I don't know how to put that better.
Yeah, nailed it.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you. So like we might be in like the beginning of a golden age of video games being adapted into movies and TV shows. I mean, The Witcher's great.
Yep.
Even going back to like Tomb Raider, the movies, they did it justice. I feel like might not be the greatest, most innovative movie you've ever seen, but like also this past week in other nerd culture, Cowboy Bebop on Netflix and the reaction to that, and it's like you can't do right by anybody if you do an anime adaptation.
No.
So is it like, have we passed that with video games? Because it seems like they used to be considered to be the same way.
Yeah. So there in our last episode of First Steps, we actually talked all about video game TV shows, movies, because we reviewed Arcane, the new Netflix series based on a League of Legends story. And whenever you talk about a video game property or, like you said, an anime property or anything like that, there's always that fanboy backlash, regardless of what. And, you see that with review bombings of all these things. If it's not exactly how it is on the game, and the anime, in the comic, it's going to get a 1. Like everybody, it's either it's got to be perfect, or it's a 1 out of 10. And it's very rarely perfect. I mean, obviously, nothing's going to meet the standards of these people that hold these things to like an extremely high regard. If it's one of your favorite things, like we're seeing with Cowboy Bebop right now. Like, I'm not familiar with the anime. I watched the first episode, and I thought it was great, but I have no stake in it. I have no ties to the original content. So who knows? It could be crap compared to it, but on its own, as its own thing, I enjoyed it. So, we'll see. We've got The Last of Us coming out from HBO. That that's going to be a test to see how video game properties can compete as a TV show or a movie. And then Uncharted coming out. And already that's getting a ton of backlash. So, yeah, you're not going to be able to please the fanboys. But if it's good content, then you always got to rate it separately than what you're familiar with. But
yeah,
we'll see. Like you said,
a lot of prejudgment in there too. I mean, like the backlash with the Mario movie, just based solely on who the voice actors are going to be.
Yeah,
I mean, we're kind of in a hypercritical time.
Absolutely, but I mean, we're seeing like you said, The Witcher. It's a perfect example of it was. This is a book. This is a video game, and it's got fans that are of both. And the video game is different from the book. The show is trying to encompass both aspects of it, parts of the game, more based on the book, but like video game fans and fans of the series both really love the TV show. So whatever they did, it worked. But I'm excited for Witcher season 2. That's coming real soon.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, only time will tell. We'll see if this even takes off. I would love a Mass Effect series. Did you play the games?
I didn't.
Ooh,
I hear a lot of good things, though.
Yeah. Do you like sci-fi stuff?
Yeah.
I think this is it's a perfect example of a good sci-fi world, good sci-fi story. So, yeah, I would love to see that turned into a series. A lot of great characters. So, yeah, I think it would do well. But, yeah, like I said, only time will tell if that even becomes a thing. But, yeah, before that, Last of Us, Uncharted. Lots of stuff on the horizon. Witcher Season 2. There was a bunch more. We talked about a ton on that episode of First Steps. So, yeah, go listen to that. If you haven't, go check it out. And, let me know. And then last up, Red Dead Redemption 3. I say that like that. 3?
3?
Because, now take this with a extra, large grain of salt. If there was more news this week, we might not even be talking about this, because this is based on a LinkedIn profile from a Rockstar developer, and in it he has a credit that just says that he's got 2 years experience with RDR3 and other projects. So, you would assume it's Red Dead Redemption 3, but
yeah,
there have been, fans of the series are skeptical, saying that RDR3 was actually the internal name of Red Dead Redemption 2, which that doesn't make any sense to me. So I don't know how that happened.
Well, I think the way that happens is you've got the old PlayStation 2 and Xbox title, Red Dead Revolver, which if you're thinking of like folders on the Rockstar servers, that might be RDR.
About that game.
Yeah. So then Redemption was RDR2, RDR2 was RDR3, and so on and so forth.
That makes perfect sense. Because I'm like reading this, I'm like, I don't get it. But now I get it. Thanks for, clarifying that for me. But yeah, so who knows? I mean, I believe that as soon as Red Dead Redemption 2 is released, they're working on Red Dead Redemption 3 in some manner, Like, it's one of their biggest games. You got to assume that they're either writing it or doing some sort of early development for it. So, who knows? Who knows? You play those games?
Yep.
The Red Dead Redemptions?
Oh, yeah. Red Dead Redemption 2, hundreds of hours, especially
Really?
on the online.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the first game, like single-player mode, I've almost platinum on PlayStation. And there's one trophy where it's like you have to completely restart the game, basically, and do everything perfect in order to get it.
Oof,
I just said
those ones
no.
are hard. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I played the first one. I never even played the second one. Everybody's like, what are you doing? Play the second one. It's like a masterpiece. So it's on the list.
If you pick it up for 20 or less, that's a great storyline to play through.
Yeah, I think I need to. I love the story of the first one. So just more cool Western, and there's not a lot of Western stuff. So even then, it's great. There's not a lot of Western movies or shows or anything. So yeah, give me a game where I can be the main character. I'm in. That's it for our news. It was a slow news week. All right.
Yep.
Well, let's take this time to talk about our potential games of the year. Now, this is the time, 'tis the season, I say, for games of the year talk. You and I briefly talked about it last week, how all these lists are coming out, the Game Awards nominees are coming out, all these websites have their Game of the Year nominees, and we're not like them. We're not tasked to play games. It's not our job. So we play games that we like to play, and that's kind of more of what we're going to talk about. Things that we played. This was our games of the year. Now we don't have time to play all the games. We can't afford to play all the games. So, what games out of the ones that you played do you think is your game of the year for this year so far?
Game of the year, the one that I'm looking forward to playing all the time right now is Call of Duty Vanguard.
Yeah.
And yeah, I know there are better games out there probably. It's just I don't feel right giving a rating to something or calling something game of the year that I haven't played.
Yeah. You've been playing it?
Yes, religiously since I got it. They had that free weekend last weekend or so.
That got you?
This past week I've just, absolutely.
I almost did the same thing. I played the free weekend, and I was like, oh, do I get it? It's more of the same. It really is just but with different guns and that sort of thing. But it just feels right, It's
it feels good, yeah.
It does. But yeah, I almost got it, and I was like, no. I talked myself down from the ledge, and it's just none of my other friends got it. That's usually if friends of mine are playing it, I absolutely would have gotten it. But what are you playing on? You play it on PC?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My first Call of Duty title on PC, and I thought it would be really hard to get used to. There are still some things that are different about mouse and keyboard, but
Yeah.
I'm getting there.
Nice. Yeah, I feel like once you get the hang of it, it'll be, that's what you always hear, that it's ultimately easier than using a controller for that aiming. But for me, dude, no way. I'm like, what? I can't figure that out. I'm old, dude. I can't learn. I can't learn these things. Let's see. For me, I had a few Game of the Year nominees in my case. Now, the first one, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. When I got that early, right when it came out, and for me, that was the first true next-gen gaming experience that I had this year. The game is absurdly beautiful. The gameplay is like, it's perfect as far as like, your 3D platformer. And then just like all the little things, the sound, the haptic feedback in the PlayStation 5 controllers, like it all made me like, I'm playing it half the time, I'm just like either like with my mouth open or I'm smiling. So that one easy as one of my nominees. Another one that I didn't get as much time in, but I started playing it about a month ago and immediately, and it's very similar. I mean, you could see the types of games I've been playing lately. Psychonauts 2. It's another 3D platformer with kind of a similar gameplay, but this one is a much different aesthetic. Have you played any of the Psychonauts 2?
No, Ratchet and Clank I'm familiar with, but not Psychonauts.
Yeah, so this is my first foray into it, and I got to play it because it's on the Game Pass. But it's weird, dude. It's really weird. I never played any of the Psychonauts, but I was hearing great things about it, so I'm like, I'm gonna check it out. And it's like a super smart game. It's really unusual in terms of either even like the game, the style of it, as well as like the characters. Everything's just really weird and kind of out there, but it's got great visuals. And yeah, and the design of the levels, the character design, it's awesome. And then on top of it all, like, it's got a really like great story, smart story, and very well written. And then my other one is Unpacking. We talked about that.
Oh yeah.
Where you're just unpacking boxes. There's no story. There's no dialogue. There's no action. You just open a box and you pull out a picture and you put it on a desk. That's it.
I'm seeing that on other, top game lists and stuff for this year.
Something about
So
it
it must
just
be beloved.
Dude, it just hit. It hit in a weird way, like, because it does. I mean, it does. It tells a story in the stuff that you unpack and the moves that your character makes. I mean, moves meaning like from home to home. But there's no like just really like straight story. But yeah, I've never played anything like it, and it really like. It definitely like lingers after you played it. Like you kind of like you feel like you're the person who's unpacking. It's really really well done. And then another one in my honorable mention, because I haven't had much time with it, but I just know it's an amazing game. Forza Horizon 5.
Oh yeah.
Like I've played that maybe a few hours, just because I'm terrible at racing games. But like just the way that it's done, it blew me away right from the start. Like, that's another one. Like, if you ever get an opportunity to, like, just even the first, like, 10 minutes, it's like, holy shit. Like, it's dropping you out of planes and cars and stuff like that. And it's like a big budget, like, movie. So, yeah, those are mine. I'm hoping to play a bunch more of the big name ones. I was telling you that I was able to buy for pretty cheap. I bought Deathloop and Guardians of the Galaxy online on Black Friday for $25 a pop. So when those come in, I'll be playing those. But that's always my thing. I'm always playing last year's games. I'm never playing so I'll be playing that through January, February, and and those are going to be my game of the year, but the wrong year.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, speaking of that, we mentioned like Splitgate earlier. That'd be probably my top indie pick. But we mentioned that it came out, well, for PC, it's been out since 2019 in like early release.
Yeah. Me too. That's the game I definitely put the most time into this year. And yeah, it's just it's disqualified because it's an older year. It just came out on consoles this year, but And then there's some that I thought, like I bought, Back for Blood, and I thought that was going to be a great game. And I didn't get a chance to put much time into that. So, yeah, we'll see what, we'd like to know what you at home think. What are your favorite games from this past year? We are going to be having a mini Gaming News Weekly Awards. We'll put the information out there soon where you can vote on your game of the year. But, in the meantime, leave a comment. Let us know what has been your favorite game of this year, and maybe maybe we'll get to check it out. All right. Speaking of the people, let's talk about the people. Let's talk about a new content creator of the week. I'm gonna do it. Here we go. You ready? I'm gonna do it. It's Electric. Boogie Oogie, Oogie Oogie. You can't hit it. It's Electric. Everybody knows that song. But it is Electric. The content creator of the week. His name is Electric. He is a content creator. He plays Rainbow Six Siege. Like, almost, that's it. Dude is like a pro. Like, I think he plays competitively. Looking at some of his stuff, like he's got, they qualified for certain tournaments or something. But if you want to see some good gameplay, go check out Electric's page. He's really good. I've never played Rainbow Six Siege, but I like to watch the gameplay of it because it's that, like, it's always tense because it's like that 5-on-5 where once everybody's dead, that's it. So it always it adds that, everybody, you got to be a little more cautious, not just run and gun, peeking around corners and that sort of stuff. But yeah, he's good, man. He's good.
Yeah, so definitely some impressive slices on there. He's able to upload those slices all the time, just about every day, maybe more than one in a day. But he's also got some montages, and you can go back and see that he's got a little bit of stuff like Cyberpunk 2077 and some variety in there as well.
Yeah, I saw he was just playing some Forza. But yeah, you mentioned the montages. Now, we've talked about it before. I'm a sucker for a good montage, and yeah, the one that I watched of his was great. I prefer that. I like, the slices are good, the quick clips or whatever. But like, when I'm sitting down to watch this stuff, I like to just sink in and get invested. So Electric, make some more of those montages, dude. I like those. Put a good soundtrack on it, and yeah, I'm in. But he's also on YouTube. You can follow him on Instagram. So we'll link his page in the show notes. Go check him out. Give him a follow. He's doing a great job. And that is it. What do we got? What do you got to add?
All right. As we mentioned last time, leave a little love in those comments because we're doing giveaways kind of regularly. I don't know if we want to do once a month or something like that to let some of these comments stack up. Last time we did the wheel of names, so you can find yourself winning 10,000 pips, 20,000 pips, whatever it might be that time.
Yeah, I would like to do a pretty substantial giveaway for the when we do the Gaming News Weekly Awards. So we'll have some more news on that coming up. But yeah, leave a comment because I want to just start. We got to start growing this community. I want to get the discussion happening. It's not just you and I talking about this stuff. I want to hear from you out there about the things that we talk about on this show. Let us know. Give us your opinion on some of the things that are happening in the world of video game news. So do that in the comments. It really does. I like to have a nice discussion. So,
yeah, if you say something that catches our attention there, we might even bring it up in response in the next
absolutely
next episode.
Or I might just, come to your house.
Delete.
And delete you. But yeah, that's a huge point. And what else? I think that's it. It's a short week. Short news week. I like it.
Happy Cyber Monday, everybody.
Yes.
This will come out on Cyber Monday.
Yeah,
haven't seen a lot of gaming deals, but we'll see what happens.
I know. We'll see. But yeah, I think I'm good. I bought a bunch of games, so yeah, I think I'm set for Cyber Monday. But yeah, let us know if you got any sweet deals that might need looking at. But until then, I think that about covers it. I'm Erect the Red. This guy's full clip. You can hit him up on Twitch. He's out there doing the Twitch thing, fullclip_FL. I'm Pop Culture Playground on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. You could also listen to our show in podcast form if you're on the go, or if you want to listen while you're gaming. It's a fun thing to do. You put on a little Forza, put on a little Gaming News Weekly, and pretty soon you're number one on all the charts. But you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Yahoo Podcasts, Meta Podcasts. I could just keep going. Target Podcasts.
Mike'sGoodPodcasts.com.
Exactly. Walmart. You could go buy the actual physical version of our podcast in the brick and mortar Walmart store. That's
included free in your box of Post cereal.
Exactly. All right, now we're just rambling because I have nothing more important to say. So I could keep rambling. This is good. I've been starved for attention for the last few days, and finally I get someone that's forced to listen to me. But I won't do that. We will end the show here. Thank you so much for checking out another week of gaming news, and we will see you again next week. Bye-bye.
See ya.